covering the top quarterbacks in the league. I've got a special surprise, Jason. I was just telling you, I've got a quarterback that you probably don't even have ranked in your top 15, dude. This guy, his rushing metrics are off the chart. 5 maybe rushing touchdowns in 6 games that he started last year. Holy shit. Now he's a full-time starter. He's got his college wide receiver. Top 7, I'm ranking him as. Holy shit, Jason. So we've got some big-time rankings today. Quarterbacks, you need a quarterback to score 20-plus points per game, man, and there are very few for that. You got to either stream Tua for like 4 weeks or get that top tier. So usually every year I flip and I flop. I say, get a top-tier quarterback. Don't get a top-tier quarterback. When you don't have one, it sucks. When you have one, you're like, it's not worth it. So anyways, Jason, before we get into today's show, we need help, man. Just look at me. I look pathetic. This show needs help. Tell the public how they can help the show.
Yeah, please subscribe, like, vomit in the comments. It helps. Oh my God, it's already kicking in. It helps us out tremendously. We're also on the radio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We got a Patreon, and on all our videos, we have a thank you button.
Good job, Jason. I can tell you are thinking clearly today. And he's gonna start, and the drinking has just begun. So holy shit, man, we're gonna be doing some bad things. Hey, we got the news and we got the Brews first before we get into all the quarterbacks, man. I got the Brews. I got the news. Jason, did you say that Ricky Pearsall tweaked his hamstring and will not be participating in OTAs?
Uh-oh. If it's not a gunshot, it's a hamstring with this guy.
And then, yeah, Juwan Johnson, Jason, is my target this upcoming draft. Are you going with Brandon Ayuk or Juwan Johnson? Or Juwan Jennings? Juwan Jennings. I always fuck that up.
Well, you keep telling me that Ayuk is going to miss a lot of time. I don't think I'm going to get either, to be honest.
Ayuk, what? They said they'd be lucky to have him at like halfway year. He's or like something like that. So yeah. Ricky Pearsall is now tweaked. Juwan Jennings, dude. Oh my God. If you were in best ball right now, you better take him before his shit shoots up.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He'd be good in best ball.
And then also, I was looking at a lot of like, do not draft. Who's on your do not draft list on Reddit and stuff like that. Christian McCaffrey was like the number 2 person on that list. And I was like, yes, I agree with that. And then I saw this news, dude. Or I saw this news a couple days ago and I thought it was hilarious. Shanahan says, right now, Christian McCaffrey is as healthy as he can be. And I'm like, dude, right now, that homeless person under the bridge is as healthy as he can be. I mean, given the circumstances. So it's like, yeah, with 2 fucking tendonitis Achilles, he is as healthy as he can be. I'm avoiding Christian McCaffrey. He better say he's like, I would need the most supreme confidence coming from Kyle Shanahan to even want to draft him. Like, he looks like he did in 2016. 2 new Achilles. He looks like he's got all new Achilles, but this is not like anything close to that. So yeah, fuck Christian McCaffrey right now.
Yeah, people are talking about getting him in the first round. And I'm like, that's too soon for me, bro.
I say, my brother in Christ. You cannot take him in the first round.
My brother in Christ.
Dude, I don't know why that's in all the memes lately, but I was like, dude, what does that mean to this person at my work? She explained it to me, and then I forgot it 30 minutes later. Anyways, moving forward, Jason, the teams are calling about Kyle Pitts. So I talked about some teams that were tight end needy, and they kind of addressed that. I guess the Chargers did pick somebody late, but like say Kyle Pitts went to the Chargers, I mean, I might be interested. Other than that, man, like fuck Kyle Pitts. But yeah, so that's like hot news today. Do you care if he gets traded anywhere?
No.
Absolutely
All right, cool. Not.
Yeah, there you go. So Kyle Pitts, just more towards Drake London on this. Okay, so if you're all in on Drake London, that's just some more confidence over there. And then hey, we talked about drafting pieces of shit, Jason, and I eat pieces of shit for breakfast. Mahomes raving about Rice, dude. Rashee Rice is wanted in 3 different counties in 7 different felonies, but that shit ain't hit until 2026. So 2025, we're doing it, dog. And right now in best ball, you better be drafting him because he's a league winner. He says that there are no limitations for Rashee Rice coming off that injury that he fucking caused himself. All right, so Patrick Mahomes, you asshole. There's got to be some guilt built in there, Jason. He's got to be hyper-targeting him. 200-plus targets for Rashee Rice this year.
Where do you think Rashee Rice is going right now? Do you think like the 3rd round?
Dude, it was way later than that. It was like 5th round or something like that. I should have looked.
No way, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. If you take advantage right now in best ball, because that is going to be shooting up Just like Juwan Jennings. That's why I say that's why it's worth drafting your best ball team early. But then there's also not a lot of clarity on shit, and you miss on a lot of stuff. So Banjo knows what I'm talking about. He's barking. And then, hey, man, what else do I have? Team high target share when actually on the field. I just kind of want to share this real fast. I saw this tweet today. Puka Nacua, 41%. Rashee Rice, 40%. Malik Neighbors, 37. AJ Brown, man, 36. Josh Downs, 34%, man. And then Nico Collins, 33. CeeDee Lamb, 32. And then Juwan Jennings, 32%. That's above Drake London. So, hey, man, right now, Rashee Rice and Juwan Jennings, go pick him up. Those are my two biggest tips of the day.
What was the percentage?
For who, Juwan Jennings?
No, I mean, what was this percentage? Like, what was it?
Oh, no, this is team target share when actually on the field. So apparently, like, sometimes they count it when you're not on the field. And so some people go through and just, like, by hand, go through a different target share. And this is one of those people.
Yeah. All the injuries for the 49ers, they only had to throw to Jennings.
Yeah, I know, dude. But still, George Kittle was there. And, hey, guess what's going to happen again? The same thing. All right, so let me share a table with everybody because it's going to be awesome. And we're going to talk about it for fucking 45 minutes. I almost choked on my own spit. All right, here we go. Let's say, oh, man, it's not going to all fit. Is it all going to fit? Yeah, it's all going to fit. It's all going to fit. All right, Jason, do you see the table in front of you? Might be a black screen for you guys at home for a minute, and then it'll go fill in with all this color.
I see it.
I need to sort by our red zone rank real fast. Smallest to largest. All right, dude. So we got quarterbacks. First column, Josh Allen, number 1, of course. Turd rank, that's my rank, number 1. Bastard rank, that's Jason's rank, because he's a fucking bastard. And then this is the average of the 2. That's the red zone rank. The points per game. Rushing touchdowns. We're going to think, and we're going to go over each one and see if we think that will be progress, or regress this coming season. And then rushing attempts per game, Jason, that is huge for me. That is all about consistency and volume, and it raises your floor tremendously. So rushing attempts per game, I've got that laid out right there. Passing touchdowns, again, progression, regression. Newsflash, dude, Lamar Jackson's not going to fucking throw 41 touchdowns next year. And then their completion percentage over expectation, all right? And so what does that mean to me? And when you're reading this table, so a near zero completion percentage over expectation is the quarterback is probably not taking any risks. Maybe like a Goff or something like that. But I mean, I think Goff is actually pretty positive on this. Low completion percentage over expectation is the quarterback misses a lot of easy throws, like Anthony Richardson, and just a lot of really like Zach Wilson led it like for fucking 3 years in a row, dude. As far as the negative of this, and then high completion percentage over expectation is quarterback probably completed some deep shots like Josh Allen does. And some of these other quarterbacks, Jason, that's where you get a lot of fantasy points. So there is a direct correlation between this stat and fantasy points for quarterbacks. The only thing that changes that is the rushing total. So we're looking at pretty much all of the elements that you need for fantasy success. And then if you're in like the top tier, I highlighted it in green. If you're in the bottom tier, I highlighted it in red. So we can go along and see like who has all green, who has all red. And then also, Jason, at the very end, I put ceiling and floor. I talked about this with you the other day, or I spoke about this with you the other day. And we can go over that at the end. So does that make sense to you, Jason?
Yeah. There's only one quarterback that has all green.
If you know what I mean. And yeah, that's Josh Allen. You and I are both number 1 on him. I think that he probably has the highest floor out of any quarterback. And again, he has proved this when he has no weapons. I mean, there was no number 1 wide receiver, man. Tupac Shakur was over there last year, and he was, not points per game number 1, but still 24 points per game, dude. That's like 2 more points than anybody else other than Lamar Jackson. Rushing touchdowns 12, and if you look at his history, he's always around. I think it's always around 10. So that's probably going to stay the same. How do you feel about his rushing touchdowns, Jason? Do you feel like he'll get 10 plus? Like he'll be hovering around 10 is what I think.
Yeah, I think 10 is good.
Because I mean,
yes,
that's cool, dude. Because that's also Jason with James Cook having a historic, like efficient running back year as far as touchdowns go.
Yeah. Well, I kind of thought maybe that he was going to drop a little last year because in previous seasons he all he did was throw the ball. throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball. He actually threw the ball 100 times less this season, or this past season, but he still managed, what'd you say, he's quarterback 2 in points per game because of the rushing. They got this guy because of his build. You know, you're not going to tackle this guy. The game against the Rams, I think he's the only player to ever do this, Tyler. Game against the Rams last year, he had 3 touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I remember that week. I think I went against him that week, dude. Like, I went against everybody's fucking historic week, and that was insane. It was like 50 points.
I'm like, what other quarterback is doing that?
Yeah, his ceiling is higher than anybody else's, and I think his floor is higher than anybody else's as well. So there's really nothing to talk about that. Completion percentage over expectation. You look at these elite quarterbacks, most of them are like around 5+, and he is number 1 at 6.6. So we talk about how he has no wide receivers. He's still taking deep shots. He's still picking the difficult throws, and he completes them. So not missing a lot of easy stuff, making the difficult throws. And he's still young, dude. So yeah, Josh Allen's going to be number 1 fantasy quarterback probably for like 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah, since since 2019, he hasn't been lower than quarterback 3 in points per game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His ceiling is always top 3, or his floor is like top 3. And then Jason, moving forward to Lamar Jackson, all right, 3rd rank, lines up with the bastard rank, 26 points per game, pretty much, dude. Historic season. He only had 4 rushing touchdowns, man. That is in the neutral zone right here. Not good, not bad. But holy shit, you tell me Lamar Jackson only has 4 rushing touchdowns. I'm like, oh my God, dude, that fool's like a bottom 20 quarterback. No, dude. He was number 1 in points per game. Threw for 41 touchdowns. And you talk about, 4 rushing touchdowns, Jason. That should go. The only reason that went down is because of Derrick Henry. And so it's probably going to stay the same. But, dude, he still had 8.2. What was like 2nd in the league with rushing attempts per game. So he's still running the hell out of the ball. So there's still potential for, 7 rushing touchdowns or something like that. But yeah, the passing touchdowns, Jason, is going to regress. 41 passing touchdowns, way too efficient. That's the one negative I see here. And then completion percentage over expectation was bad, dude. So he missed easy throws. He tried to do some difficult throws and he didn't do anything, or he just didn't take a lot of risks. But I watched those games and it's not like he was not a risk taker. There's a fly in here. Oh my God, I hate the summertime. I hate the summer. Anyways, Jason, how do you feel about Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, this guy, he threw up 41 touchdowns, like you said, and during that, he was still 1st in rushing for quarterbacks and 1st in rushing yards per game for quarterbacks. So this guy's putting up numbers like that. So his touchdown rate for passing touchdowns was a little higher than his norm, higher than the NFL norm. I think it was like 8%, and that's a little high for him. So he is due for regression, but I don't really know how much because they're the same team as last year. Maybe even better because they got Hopkins on their team now. And they're going to run it back. So I don't really see the rushing touchdowns improving. Still the rushing yards, though. If he can stay healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if he put up the same numbers this upcoming season.
Checking this out, man. What's up, Olaf? What's up, Corey? You guys are consistent as shit. Can't wait to play in the league with you, man. Remember, man, we still need a Dynasty League. We're going to eventually make our own, Jason.
Where's your mic?
Oh. I started drinking, man, a while ago. Anyways, I said, what's up, Corey? What's up, Olaf? All right, here we go, man. Jalen Hurts. And I kind of I did a rough tier here, Jason. Like, I was like, man, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. If you want to fight between the two, that's fine. Jalen Hurts does not have the opportunity that either of them have. Joe Burrow is not a running quarterback. And so that's why I kind of had them in different tiers. Would you put either of these two in the upper tier with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen?
No.
Okay, so I like that tier break right there. And then let's see, 21 points per game, 22 points per game. Again, man, we want 20 plus points from our fantasy quarterbacks. That's your goal. And this fool had 14 fucking rushing touchdowns. And this guy's productivity hinged more on. Now, he would still be great without the tush push. He probably would still score a bunch. But, dude, Saquon Barkley had like 11. Did he have like 11? So Jalen Hurts had 11 rushing touchdowns within the 1 yard line last year. I want to say maybe the last 2 years in a row. And so Saquon Barkley could get some of that back. That is the risk you're playing here. And that's a big risk. Because if Jalen Hurts doesn't get his rushing touchdowns, that fool is a quarterback 2 maybe even flex, man, because the volume is not there. But with the rushing touchdowns, man, he's elite. So this is where you start having question marks and rolling the dice, Jason. So how do you feel about the rushing touchdowns? Do you think, I think he's been 14, 2 years in a row. Do you think it will regress? Are we looking at 10 plus? Or are we looking at below 10?
I do not think it will regress.
Right. Yeah,
this guy's been so consistent with his rushing touchdowns. It's insane. And like they're even trying to get him to stop. NFL owners are trying to get him to stop getting rushing touchdowns. And they're just like, majority like, nah, keep it going. So he's still going to get those rushing touchdowns. The only reason why I won't put him in the same tier as Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen is just because he doesn't throw the ball as much as them two.
He runs the ball more than anybody, Jason. 10 attempts per game.
He throws it 10 times a game?
No, he runs it 10 times per game.
Runs it. Yeah. So
he
Lamar
throws
Jackson,
it 10 times per game.
Well, dude, that's why I was like, what the hell did you just say? Because I know he doesn't throw the ball much.
I should have put passing attempts per game on here too.
Well, so he was 22nd in passing attempts per game.
Yeah, I believe it.
So while you got Josh Allen, so he only had 18 passing touchdowns last year. And let's see what his high is. And his high is 23, and that was 2 years ago. So while the high for Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen is like 30, 35, Lamar Jackson 41, Jalen Hurts is not going to put up passing touchdowns like that. So he doesn't belong in that tier.
And I think PFF just named the Eagles' biggest weakness was the passing game and Jalen Hurts. And I'm like, motherfucker, dude, by all your guys' metrics, Jalen Hurts is amazing. And then look at completion percentage over expectation, dude. 6.6, but he's got AJ Brown. You know, he completes those difficult passes downfield, but he doesn't miss any bad ones for the most part. So, I mean, he's tied with Josh Allen for that stat, and that directly correlates to fantasy points. It's just all about opportunity with this guy. But PFF is wrong when they're saying that is the weakness for the Eagles, because that ain't the weakness, dog. Maybe their tight end age would be the biggest weakness, but Goddard's still badass. And then, what's up, dude?
I was going to say his highest passing yards last year was week 15. He did 290. No, week 3, he had 311. But I'm looking at the weeks right now. 1, 2, 3.
Come original. You got
4,
to come
5,
original.
6, 7. Well, that game I think he got hurt or they took him out early. But 6 or 7 games where he didn't even throw over 200 yards.
You got to come original. You said 311, Jason, so I was like, amber is the color of your energy.
Wow.
Oh, women love that song, man. You put that Amber song on. Holy shit. Anyways, moving forward. Joe Burrow, dude. Let's see, 23 points per game. This fool was like quarterback 2 over the last like 5 weeks of the season. Rushing touchdowns. Yeah, of course he's fucking red, dude. Rushing attempts per game, yeah, of course he's fucking red. And then you look at 43 passing touchdowns, and you're like, progression or this fool might break the touchdown record, Jason. His defense, they don't even help the defense. They're like, fuck the defense, all right? They're not even paying their best defensive player, and they got money. So it's like, yeah. Do I see a world where T. Higgins is healthy all year and Joe Burrow gets 50 touchdowns? Yeah, so he might even progress. But I mean, I think if he gets 40 plus, I see him at 40 plus. Passing touchdowns, completion percentage. You look at that, dude. He's an accurate quarterback, making deep throws. Has 2 elite wide receivers. Yeah, man. So Joe Burrow is the number 1 pocket passer in fantasy football.
Yeah, I mean that's basically always the first thing I say about this guy is that he's the best pocket passer in the league right now. You know, there was a time we were saying maybe it was Patrick Mahomes, but no, Joe Burrow behind that awful offensive line. I get sacked after sacked after sacked. It's still putting up numbers like this. 43 touchdowns. I wanted to say, I had it right here for a second. If I can find it again. Holy moly, I lost it. It was passing touchdowns. Okay, so his passing touchdown rate was 6.6%, which is still above NFL average. But, dude, that's actually Joe Burrow's average. He's done that multiple times in his career. So throwing the ball, getting touchdowns over the rate for the average for the NFL, that's normal for him.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do it again. Like what you just said, T. Higgins, Chase Brown. That one guy, what's his name? Jamar Chase. Remember him?
Yeah.
Dude,
but
I mean, you basically said it, Tyler. Like, their defense sucks. So he's going to be in the game trying to throw the ball to keep him in the game or even win the game.
So
He's going to throw.
yeah. So if we draft a quarterback in the 4th round, Jason, that's when I usually take risks or I get a top tier quarterback. Are we getting Joe Burrow in the 4th round? Is he worth it?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So I think that's the end of it, dude. So if I don't get this top tier right here, I'll probably wait and just get somebody in the middle. Jaden Daniels and Baker Mayfield and Bo Nix. I think I would still want to get, or I think I'd still pay up for. But I think this is like the top tier of quarterbacks, like guaranteed 20 plus fantasy points per game heading into next season. And then speaking about Jaden Daniels, Jason, you have him ranked 1 ahead of me. You have Joe Burrow ranked behind him, so you probably would have him in the next tier up. But again, man, we talked about how CJ Stroud went up and down, but his offensive line took a huge step back. His offensive coordinator was not Cliff Kingsbury, and such like an experienced blah 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 with Kyler Murray and all that shit, with a very similar quarterback. So I believe in Cliff Kingsbury more than what I believe in. I can't remember what his name was, Slocum or something like that. But yeah, so I do think that Jaden Daniels is going to be a top 5 quarterback, but there's a world, Jason, where he might struggle and depend on running the ball a lot. And you saw him. I don't know, man. He is very slender. So, anyways, I'm just saying, man. I think that his floor is a little bit lower than everybody else's. So that's why I have his floor at average, but he can be elite. I'm just a little bit afraid of the second year.
Yeah, and I understand. Yeah, there is a world where he's not going to perform. Sophomore slump. I don't think he's near the same, like in the same category as CJ Stroud, because CJ Stroud wasn't really much of a runner. This guy is.
Right.
Even
was it 8.7 attempts per game, Jason? That led the league. Oh no, that was only behind Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So what I was going to say was, it's like part of the reason why I wanted this guy last year is because of how bad that offensive line was supposed to be. And because I was like, I want this guy scrambling. I get this guy like in the 12th round. I want him scrambling. I want him running, because we saw what he did in college, 1,000 yards his senior year in college. So we know he can run. When he gets a clean pocket with an improved offensive line, which we saw last year, this dude can also throw the ball. He's pretty damn accurate. And we saw last year he threw up 25 touchdowns. I see more of him progressing in the second year. But yes, I do see a world where he will have to be quarterback, 4 or 5 on the rankings, because there's a world where he could have a sophomore slump and not do as well.
Yeah, so that's all I'm like. I want to take the guarantee of Burrow, Hurts, Jackson, and Allen. Like, I know for a fact they're going to be top 5. And then you get into Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield right now coming up. Bo Nix was a rookie. He's entering his second year as well, even though he's got an amazing the best offensive coordinator and the best defense. Which sometimes best defense doesn't help you, but you might get up more opportunities. But yeah, anyways, dude, Baker Mayfield, Jason's next. 22.5 fantasy points per game. Technically, he was the best pocket passer, because he averaged the same as Joe Burrow, Jason, and he only had 3 rushing touchdowns and only 1 more attempt per game than Joe Burrow at 3.5. 41 passing touchdowns, and so there. We look at these quarterbacks with a lot of passing touchdowns. Oh shit, I fucked up. Oh, that's Jared Goff. I thought that was Dak Prescott. And it's like, Jared Goff, yeah, like 40. I can understand that. Baker Mayfield is in that category, 40. Joe Burrow, I'm talking 50 potentially. So, yeah, I think that Baker Mayfield is in that elite pocket passer category, even though he's got all these negative metrics on running the ball. And only at 1.5, I do think he misses some easy stuff when you watch him, Jason. But he also makes some of the most difficult fucking throws you can imagine once you watch him as well. So when I saw 1.5, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, he makes more good throws than bad throws, but they're still there. So that metric makes sense to me. I'm surprised he wasn't higher, but he still misses some easy throws. And yeah, he can be elite, dude, and he can be average. So Baker Mayfield, like, I would be pumped to get him on my team after I pick up like a mid-round running back or something like that.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield had career stats last year. He just went off. He has the weapons around him to do well. Even when he had no weapons around him, I think he's still pretty. When there was no Evans or Chris Godwin, McMillan still hadn't gone nuclear yet. Like, he was still putting up numbers. My thing is, part of the reason why I have him so down, because this is
Cohen.
no, I really don't even care about that. Do you know, like, Baker Mayfield has had a different offensive coordinator every year that he's been in the league?
Well, my point was going to be Dave Canales got a job because of what he did with Baker Mayfield, and then Liam Cohen came in and did literally the same thing. So I was like, who's next? You know, he's getting people jobs.
His rushing last year, he had 378 yards rushing, and that is his career high by far. And so he had a career year last year. So I don't see him matching those numbers again. And, you know, when it comes to quarterbacks, the cheat code is rushing. And he did get, 378 yards. Did you say he had like 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, 3 rushing touchdowns. And I get what you're saying. I'm like, because he was at 22.5. I do not think he's going to reach that this year. But I'm thinking 20 plus is going to be what's happening. Like, he's going to be hovering around the 20 points per game this season.
Oh, dude, even Olaf right here. He fumbled the ball 14 times last year. He only lost
Baker
2
Mayfield
of them.
did?
Yeah, but he only lost 2 of them. But
that is security. Good stat, Olaf.
I'm also sitting here and I'm thinking, because what they found in Bucky Irving, like, I know they have so many weapons, but I think Bucky Irving's going to take another step and they're going to run the ball even more next year. I think it all comes down to the defense.
Is that coach still like Raheem? Yeah. But is it still Raheem Morris?
What the hell are you saying?
Is the head coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers still like Raheem Morris? Who's that coach for the Buccaneers?
For the Bucket, it's Boyles, Todd Boyles.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to that head coach at all. Apparently, I was like, dude, what the fuck? I pay attention to the offensive coordinator, and I guess that's it. All right. Anyways, moving forward, dude. I'm living in 2020 fucking 2 or something. Patrick Mahomes, Jason, you have him ranked even below me, and they were talking about how the passing game was going to make a huge comeback this year. And I'm always like, dude, you do not want a running back from the Chiefs because they throw the ball in the red zone. But hey, man, they don't have a running back right now. Isaiah Pacheco's going super fucking late, but he's got Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, and Xavier Worthy. So this year he might bounce back. So I actually ranked him a little bit higher, because if I thought it was like last year, I ranked him like fucking 14 or 13. I thought it was a hot take, and it actually ended up being good. But I think Mahomes this year, Jason, is going to hover around like maybe he's got potential to be in the 22 points, man. But I think he's going to go up to like 19 or 20 points per game. So I think he's going to do better than he did last year. He never gets a lot of rushing touchdowns, so I don't care about that. Rushing attempts per game hovers around, 3.5. So that's not going to help you much at all. Passing touchdowns, he only had 26, Jason. And he fucking missed easy throws. He missed a lot of shit, and it was terrible. So Patrick Mahomes, Jason, I would not feel comfortable as my quarterback 1. If it came down to me drafting him, I think his upside is great. But I would probably wait, dude, and either get a Jared Goff, we'll talk about Justin Fields. I'd much rather have Justin Fields over Patrick Mahomes. I don't know, man. Patrick Mahomes, man, he's either going to be amazing or cost you, man. Like, you're not going to be starting him a lot of weeks. So, and he's in the same fucking thing as Pete Carroll and goddamn Jim Harbaugh. So, yeah, and maybe even the Broncos too, right? So it's like, dude, he's got so many tough matchups. I'm on the fence about Patrick Mahomes.
I see them and what happened in the Super Bowl. Andy Reid don't like that no more. He don't like that. Make a couple changes. Rashee Rice come back healthy. I think Rashee Rice is going to play a big role in Patrick Mahomes' comeback here. I mean, he already threw the ball third most last year, so the passing is there. I had the little stat right here.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I was like, wait, they actually did throw the ball like that much last year, and he still was bad. So I remember seeing that stat, Jason. That's a good one to point out.
Yeah, so Travis Kelce got old. Hollywood Brown got hurt. Rashee Rice was there. Then he got hurt. And then they were basically relying on DeAndre Hopkins halfway through the year and a rookie like Xavier Worthy. And then you see how Xavier Worthy towards the later of the year started to really pick up and do well. And I'm like, okay, this now I see him starting to trend towards the Tyreek Hill that Patrick Mahomes needs, right? That speedster that you just throw it 50 yards downfield like he did in the Super Bowl twice and just let him get under it and catch it. I am probably higher on Patrick Mahomes than I should be because each year he's just showed he's in the decline. But
Yeah, I think this year he's got it. I think this year is the year that he's going to bounce back a little bit.
yes, I can see a bounce back, and as long as like everybody on the wide receiver core stays healthy, because I don't really trust our running backs, to be honest. That if he's still throwing the ball third most in the league, that I think we're going to see a great bounce back from Patrick Mahomes.
And then I forgot about Bo Nix real fast. Jason, you and I both have him ranked to 7. He is a running quarterback, so I am chasing 5+ attempts per game. That's what I highlighted. That's more than Kyler Murray, and that fool's fucking supposed to be a running quarterback. So that shit don't work. And yeah, so Bo Nix, man, if you looked at like the last 5 weeks or 4 weeks of the points per game, he's like top 5. So he ended the season strong as a rookie. But then you look at his negative 2.4. He had a lot of bad games, man. He was a rookie, so that does not surprise me. I expect that to be towards the middle, maybe 0 or even positive this next year. 29 passing touchdowns. They just got Evan Ingram, Jason, so that's going to help in the red zone. I expect it to be over 30 this year. Again, with 5+ rushing attempts, he's more athletic than people think. I expect him to get 20 points plus per game, Jason. Bo Nix is the last quarterback that I am comfortable having, well, other than Justin Fields, as my quarterback number 1, and then Justin Fields is my fucking hot take.
Yeah, I think this guy we're both kind of targeting in the draft, but I mean, you basically said it. He's another potential of a running quarterback, right? He averaged at least 25 yards a game. That's 2 points right there already. 430 on the year. That was top 10. He ran for touchdowns. He threw touchdowns. He even caught touchdowns. And I'm like, this guy's doing it all, right? He also has on Pro Football Network, he has the number 1 ranked offensive line for pass protection.
Like 4 yards.
So I'm like, here we go. I mean, he could sit back there. We could sit back there. Tyler, you could sit back there. And we can look great. But they actually have a professional doing it. I'm all in on Bo Nix. He's got some big targets, too.
I'll throw like a 70-mile-an-hour duck to fucking Evan Ingram from 2 yards. All right, here we go.
And you also got AJ Harvey that's going to get a lot of like screen passes.
And he could catch the ball too, dude. Yeah, so I think the sky's the limit for Bo Nix. I think that he can be elite, but he can also be average. So Mahomes, I think, was the last of that. He can't be elite. Oh, actually, Kyler Murray can be elite, but his fucking floor is so low. We'll talk about him in a minute. Brock Purdy, Jason, you have him ranked 8th. I have him ranked 12th. Now, I don't like that. I don't like how he lost. I mean, Debo's whatever, dude. George Kittle's still there. His weapons are going to take a hit, dude. So his weapons are not there right now. Juwan Jennings and Kittle are going to have to carry the team as far as passing touchdowns go, receiving touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, I'm kind of out on, so I'm like, oh well, shit. He's a guaranteed receiving touchdown like once a game. I'm not thinking that either. But dude, he's got the easiest schedule, man. They're going over it today again. I'm like, oh my god, man, this guy's going to kill it in fantasy. So I think I might have him ranked too low. If you factor in the schedule, Jason, I think Brock Purdy's going to be like a fucking top 7 quarterback by the end of the year. And I'm going to be like, well, yeah, like I don't think he is fantasy wise, but when you factor in the amount of bullshit he's going to see, dude, he's going to score a ton of fantasy points. So I kind of like your ranking there. How do you feel about but I mean, he only had 20 passing touchdowns, 18.6 fucking points per game. He doesn't run the ball that much. He had 5 rushing touchdowns because he had to, because they had no running back. I mean, Jordan Mason was only good for like 3 games, and then he got injured, and he came back and didn't do shit. So it's like, I don't even see 5 rushing touchdowns this year. Say Christian McCaffrey's, I don't know, dude. There's a lot of fucking factors here, dude. But he did have 4.4 rushing attempts per game. That's almost 5 that I like. So, yeah, all right. 2.0, I mean, he was actually good on the completion percentage over expectation, 2.0, even with all those injuries last year. So I still kind of like him. I think that's a lot of scheme with Shanahan. But Brock Purdy this year, Jason, Could be good. Could be very bad.
Yeah, he's another one that was like maybe a comeback player because we talked about it in the offseason for last season how the 49ers really played above expectation, and we saw in 2024 they really came back down. Also, with Christian McCaffrey out, there's not really a lot of big threats in the receiving game for the running back. So I'm also going into this like I think George Kittle is going to get his, right? And I believe in the coach. I believe in the offense. But if Christian McCaffrey can actually stay healthy and get those, additional 60, 70 receptions and, 8 touchdowns through the air, I mean, he did that a couple years ago, and Brock Purdy had 31 touchdowns. So that's what I'm kind of just like banking on. But it's like as soon as like, Christian McCaffrey is like goes out with an injury, it's like, wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Oh, let me see. Do I have this? No, that's Devontae Adams. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. All right, here we go. Justin Herbert, Jason. You do not have him ranked, but he finished the season with like 28 points, 25 points, and 20 points. And that was some injuries. Lad McConkey was turning it up. They got some more weapons this year for him. But they did get Omari and Hampton, so they might run the ball like they want to. But Justin Herbert, Jason, I think that he is a potential quarterback number 1. I think he could break into the top 5 on a good year. Like, I think that his ceiling is elite, but his rushing and everything. I mean, only 4 attempts per game. A lot of red here. 17 fantasy points per game. 23 passing touchdowns. They had so many fucking injuries last year, dude. It was like ridiculous as far as the passing game goes. And yeah, I am thinking, Jason, that I like Justin Herbert as a number 1 quarterback because of his rushing and potential for. I mean, because it's only because I sorted Jason by weeks like 15 through 18, and he was like quarterback like number 5 or something. I can't remember what it was. So I like the way that people finish the year sometimes, and he finished super strong.
Yeah, I mean, he did do that. Everything in this offseason is kind of telling me that the Chargers are going to try to go back to running the football.
Running the ball more. I know, dude. And that's what I got a problem with, too.
Yeah, but, I mean, that was the goal last year. They just wanted to run the ball, but they weren't winning games that way. And they're like, dude, we got Justin Herbert, one of the best pocket passers in the league. And, let's throw him. Or let's put him out there. Let's, test his arm out or whatever. And, of course, he went out there and he had some really great games. He also had some really bad games as well in that offense. But I think they want to run the ball. And I think they're going to be a run-heavy team again to start off. And, I mean, I'm even hearing that there's a possibility they might get J.K. Dobbins back. So I'm like, man, they're going to have like 3 running backs and they're just going to run the ball. That's all.
Please don't get J.K. Dobbins back. Fucking what the fuck? Anyways. Next up, Jason, I do have Justin Fields. I put him down as number 15 for you. I'm making up your rankings for you. Thank you very much. But hey, man, this fool averaged 19.1 fantasy points per game in I think it was like the 6 games that he was a starter. That's insane. This fool had 5 rushing touchdowns in 6 games. All right. He's going to the Jets with Aaron Glenn, a fucking defensive head coach. What do you think they're going to do in the fucking red zone, Jason? I know Brees Hall's. Hey, we talk about schedules and rushing schedules. Like, Brees Hall has the best rushing schedule of all time. So I'm like, oh my God, dude, Justin Fields is going to like win people championships. This is going to be crazy. All I hear in the offseason is Justin Fields. Killing it. With Garrett Wilson, dude, 6 attempts per game, 6.2. That's like, I don't know, man. That's top tier for the most part. And you tell me he's going to be with the defensive head coach again, man. He's going to run the ball a lot. So Justin Fields, Jason, 1.5 completion percentage over expectation. Like, this guy sucks. No, man. He can actually throw the ball too. So his upside, his ceiling is elite. His floor is low in the basement, probably with the fucking Jets. But hey, man, I'm telling you, best ball. Some crazy shit right now. So I don't know, man. I want Justin Fields on my team. I don't know how it's going to happen, but there's a chance he breaks fantasy football. There's a chance he's fucking top 3, and he is a league winner, man. So I don't know if I'm just smoking crack or what. A crack kills, man. What Was that Jason and Happy Gilmore? He's like, you see the ball, you tackle the tackler, you tackle the guy with the ball, you fall the ball. And that brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack. You know what I'm talking about? That was Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you're on this. You sound enthusiastic. All right. Anyways, Justin, how do you feel about Justin Herbert? Justin Fields.
I feel exactly the same. I feel like he has the potential to be a league winner this year. Like I said this a couple episodes ago. I read an article that he actually has a career average of 50 yards a game rushing, which that's already putting your quarterback at a handicap. Like, I mean, he's basically starting the game with 5 points.
Oh yeah, baby.
He's going to get that like every game. My concern is it's the Jets.
Well, he was on the goddamn Bears, so there you go. That's my concern too.
Yeah, Jets has been pretty bad the last couple of years, and it kind of scares me a little bit.
I think that his rushing attempts per game, Jason, is not going to be 6.2. I think he's going to break into the 8.0 category. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, he could definitely do that.
That's what I'm saying, man. So, again, if you extrapolate his touchdowns, Jason, like 25 rushing touchdowns, he would have led the league in rushing touchdowns if you extrapolate them. All right? That's not how this works. And then moving forward, dude, you have Dak Prescott ranked 9th. You are the Cowboys fan. He's got red all over the fucking place. Please tell me, Jason, why you like Dak Prescott. Is it because of George Pickens?
He's definitely... Yeah. Hey, you're... Corian, I was thinking about that too, because your Waterboy was not with Lawrence Taylor saying do not smoke crack.
What is it? Oh, is it Happy
No,
Gilmore?
it was Waterboy. Was it Happy Gilmore?
I said Happy Gilmore?
Yeah. Dude,
I put on Waterboy every fucking day for my dogs. Sure. And yeah. Thank you, Corian. You're the man. Dog ass Jets. Fucking dog ass Jets.
I almost want to just throw like everything that Dak Prescott did last year like out the window and act like it didn't count. And I guess I'm still got the hangover from the 2023 season where he's in the same system. He still has the same person who created these offensive plays. CeeDee Lamb is there. They don't have a running game. They're not going to be able to run the ball. They tried to beef up their offensive line again by drafting that guy from Alabama, Tyler Brooks, I think. And then they go and get like George Pickens. And I'm like, what is stopping this guy for having another crazy year when he's going to throw the ball the most in the league and put up crazy numbers? Because he has, I think the Cowboys have one of the hardest strength of schedules. So they're going to have to like throw the ball, and they're going to have to he's going to have to do whatever he can to get him in the game and win it. So with the weapons in the offense for the wide receiver core, why can't he repeat 2023?
Yeah, and it's I talked shit about Mike McCarthy for fucking like 2 years, Jason, and like, so I don't know who this guy is. There's potential. Like, people are talking shit about Schottenheimer, whatever. I know he's not done well in the past, but this is a different year, dude. Any given Sunday, hooah!
Well, Schottenheimer he's the one that created the plays. He's the one that created the plays for Dak Prescott to have that.
I thought you were going to comment on my Al Pacino, Jason. Hooah! Big ass! Wine ass! A big ass!
A big ass! I'm telling you though, bro, like I will get Dak Prescott, but then I will quickly get a number 2 quarterback later.
Because I'm like, fuck Dak Prescott, but I get what you're saying, dude. Like, we don't know what we don't know, all right? And it's like, there's a lot we don't know with the fucking Cowboys this year. George Pickens could be great. He could be bad. I mean, he's got amazing. I mean, you think about George Pickens with that and a healthy Jake Ferguson. It's like, hey, man, this offense could be great. So I don't want to talk too much shit, but I will not be drafting Dak Prescott. And then Jared Goff, Jason, I've got ranked in the top 12, because, I mean, he was points per game, man, 19.7, almost 20 points per game. That's what you need. So technically he should be like a top 7 quarterback, Jason. But, all right, he lost his offensive coordinator, all right? It's a different year, man, and this defense, just happened to suck last year. There was so many injuries. What if they're good and he attempts fucking has 12 attempts per game like he did for half the season fucking last year. So 37 passing touchdowns, 4.3%. So it's not a matter of like, is he a good pocket passer? Dude, this fool's amazing. He's an amazing pocket passer. He gives you nothing rushing, 0 rushing touchdowns, but it's all about this team. Hit or miss. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson's back, dude. It's like, I don't know what to expect out of this team. So are they going to lose Aaron Glenn and just give up tons of points and throw the balls a ton like they used to? Because then I like Jared Goff. Or are they going to be like, or is their offense going to suffer because they lost the offensive coordinator and now their defense is actually still good? We didn't think of that. So a lot of variables at play here, Jason. And with a quarterback that does not run the ball, I have to move him down to my lower tier of potential number 1 quarterbacks.
Yeah, this guy will not be a starting quarterback on your team for next year. Do not fall into the ways of what we saw, right? This guy, we already know he's not a rushing quarterback. 37 touchdowns, that's his career high. His passing yards, career high. Oh, actually, he did have one year that was a little bit more. But he has not been in the top 12 in his career, probably only, it looks like, 3 times. It's not the style of the Rams. They played over expected last year. 7% touchdown rate. That he has never hit that mark before. And now we got look, most of his points came at the end of the season last year, where he blew up and went 23 points, 41, 25, 25. He did that all in the fantasy playoffs last year, dude. Like, when he needed it, yeah, you're going to remember that. But like, bro, I remember it because I went up against Jared Goff, and he killed me. Him and the Lions killed me. They put up like,
you remember Jared Goff at the Mud Bowl, halftime at the Mud Bowl?
They came back and run the Mud Bowl?
Where were you when the Westgates fell?
Where were you when the Westgates fold? Yeah, so I think he's going to return back to what he is. He's going to be a streamer option. They're already a run-heavy team. They lost Ben Johnson, so I do not see him putting up another quarterback 7 points per game season.
Speaking of streamers, Jason, P. Diddy's the best thing to happen to R. Kelly in a long time.
Yeah.
All right, hey man, Kyler Murray is your quarterback 12. You're comfortable with him as your quarterback 1. This fool was quarterback 1, dude, like in 2020 or 2021, maybe 2022. I can't remember. But this guy, he can be elite. He's the last of the potential elite quarterbacks. All right, so only 18 fantasy points per game with fucking Trey McBride. They got him Marvin Harrison Jr. Didn't matter, man. Defensive head coach from the Eagles. They want to run the ball a ton. James Conner, Trey Benson. Only 5 rushing touchdowns, Jason. Not even, if you round up, maybe 5 attempts, but not that elite category. So he's not running the ball as much as I'd like him to run the ball. Only 21 passing touchdowns. So if you're going to only run the fucking ball pretty much 4 times a game and for only 5 touchdowns over the year, you need a lot more than 21 passing touchdowns, Jason. But he was a good quarterback. 2.3, completion percentage over expectation. So it's not like he missed easy throws. He made some difficult throws. He's still a good quarterback, but it's like opportunity and red zone with running backs here. Because James Conner, man, every time they needed a running, once they got the running back or red zone, it was all James Conner or whatever running back. So I think touchdowns are the issue here, and he needs a lot more of them.
Yeah, this one's still kind of tough for me to even put in my top 12 because I'm not quite sure. He made a couple comments this offseason because we've seen him put up fancy numbers have been great, but that's really dropped off. But last year this offseason, he's all, I want to run more. And I'm like, oh, I love it when a quarterback says he wants to run the ball more, especially if someone's talented in the running game as Kyler Murray. So I still think Marvin Harrison Jr., I think he's going to play a little bit better next year, hopefully. See him, he got bulked up, bro. You see him, he's bulked now.
He's fucking lanky like me. He's probably, let's say, it's hard to gain weight when you're like me. Hey, man, what is the best Indiana Jones, Jason?
I know what yours is. My favorite is Temple of Doom.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that as a kid. I'm like, the fucking heart is still beating. I'm like going running under my mom's bed.
Dr. Jones, cover your heart. Dun 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 dun. It's all yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all about that. Hey, man, Sean Connery and the Temple, not the Temple of Doom. What is that one, man? It's the fucking Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Check that shit out. It's the best one ever.
You chose poorly.
Puzzles. It's like the Da Vinci Code before the Da Vinci Code. Holy shit.
You got to take a leap of faith.
Last thing, real fast. Matthew Stafford, 2 elite weapons. I think Devontae Adams could have fucking 20 touchdowns, and Puka Nacua could have 20 touchdowns, Jason. That means Matthew Stafford has like 40 plus touchdowns. So is there a world where Matthew Stafford's a top 7 quarterback? Yes. But he only averaged 14 fantasy points per game last year. That's with a very limited Cooper Kupp and have injured Puka Nacua for like 7 games, man. He gives you nothing in the run game. 1.9 attempts, for nothing. Only 20 passing touchdowns, Jason. But again, with Devontae Adams there, and he a terrible completion percentage over expectation, but he can still make those difficult throws. I just think that he chooses to make crazy difficult throws and he does not complete them with a lot of injuries. He needs a special court. He needs like he needs fucking Calvin Johnson still playing down the field. So that's kind of how I feel about him. I still think he takes a lot of risks. They just do not pay off. So he's got games of like 5 fantasy points, Jason. He's got games of like 28 or 30. So he's got a very high ceiling, a very low floor. Now he has Devontae Adams. How do you feel about him?
Yeah, I'm high on Matthew Stafford. I know the last couple of years he hasn't played well, but also Kupp has been injured. Kupp was like the main red zone target in 2023. It wasn't even like Puka Nacua yet, but he missed some time that year as well. And then last year, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp both missed I think 8 games, and then we saw the drop off of Cooper Kupp passing the crown to Puka Nacua. But they brought in Devontae Adams, and I feel like that is just a huge piece because over the last decade, the number one person for end zone target share during that time has been Devontae Adams. And it's not, and so, with him being in the slot, there's going to have to be route running and all that shit. We know that. But in a clean pocket, Matthew Stafford's clean pocket completion percentage last year was 7th best overall. So
I remember you saying that.
If he has a couple of seconds just to wait back there and let Devontae Adams just do this boop, 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 he's going to get those touchdowns. He's going to get those receptions. And we already know what Puka Nacua could do. Puka Nacua is going to help out Matthew Stafford. We already know that. But I think we're going to see maybe not 2019. Is that when Cooper Kupp had the Triple Crown? But we're going to see Devontae Adams play like Cooper Kupp, are really, really good, man. He's going to play really good.
All right, man. So that's pretty much the
Terrence Ferguson.
I know, dude. He's got Terrence Ferguson as well. I love me some. Anyways, Justin Fields, Jason, I'm targeting. Bo Nix, I'm targeting. I'm trying to think maybe somebody else. Those are my 2 main targets right now, as far as fantasy football. And if I'm going elite, I want Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, or Josh Allen. And then I'll probably wait and just get one of those other guys, like I said. So do you have anybody in, when you look at this, do you have anybody in mind that you're going to probably try to target or probably try to not target?
Starting off with Bo Nix, then probably Dak Prescott or Justin Fields or Matthew Stafford.
All right. Yeah. So pretty much mid-round and some late quarterbacks for us. Again, if you want to draft a quarterback, wait till the 4th round at least, please. That's good because you need to hit. It's so important to get running backs and wide receivers in the first 3 rounds, and then you can maybe take a risk in that 4th round, and then go back to wide receivers and running backs in the middle rounds, and that usually pays off. Anyways, hey man, I'm gonna stop sharing this shit. Woo! This is the show. Hey, dude. Hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription, man. We need 200,000 subscribers. We're really close. Please help us. I will get on my knees if you know what I'm talking about, dog. I take that back. That's hot tub time machine shit right there. So don't get too excited. All right, Jason. This show, I was gonna say the show needs help. That's how we started the show. Please send us out.
Why is my screen so small?
Let me see. Is your screen small? Am I
What,
huge?
what'd you do to this?
All right, man. It looks like we're 50-50. But if the computer
Maybe
had to
it's a
choose who needed a bigger screen, they'd probably say me.
I was like, yeah. I was like, let's give it to the host, the main guy of the show. And I'm over here in the corner. I'm surprised you can see my face. I'm not a silhouette, just in black. Okay, well, we're going to be here next Friday. Same channel, same time, 6 o'clock. Come join us on Brewskis. We'll talk shop. Don't know what we're going to do. But, there will be a video coming out this next week, and it's going to be about players who are washed up. Or are they? Watch it.
Or are they? This is a Jason Youthwell special.
Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you.
Oh, damn. On the other thing, I look bigger.
I know you do.
That's weird.